Alrighty. Hi, I'm Chris from Airwindows, and we have another forbidden music for you. And this is among the most forbidden of musics ever. We're talking Eagles. We're going back to the Eagles well. But notice this is not one of the Eagles records themselves. This is off the greatest hits. And I picked this for a reason. This was a very popular record. It sold more than any other vinyl record ever, if I'm remembering correctly, if I've got it correctly. You got your custom label and everything. It's a beautiful piece of work. I think it's like Mouse or Kelly or somebody who did this. Let me find out. Cover lettering. Foil, art direction and design, Boyd Elder. Additional lettering, Harry Ditz. Okay, so it's not necessarily one of the Grateful Dead artists, but it's along those lines. This is fine art for record cover design. And the music, it is fine music. You got Take It Easy, Witchy Woman, Lion Eyes, Already Gone, Desperado, One of These Nights, Tequila Sunrise, and the one that I'm showing you, Take It to the Limit. Then it finishes it off with Peaceful Easy Feeling and Best of My Love. This is a sort of soft rock album, honestly. The reason I am bringing it to your attention is this happens to be a remastering with something to learn from. And this is also in memory of Randy Meisner, because that's a bit of a sad story. Beware of the music business. Whatever has happened to it, there was always a fairly sketchy domain. So Take It to the Limit is the big hit song for Randy Meisner as a lead vocalist. Randy was the original bass player for the Eagles. He was also the original bass player for Poco, and was replaced in both of those bands by Timothy Schmidt, who plays on the Long Run record. So Randy was a nice man. He was not as aggressive as the other Eagles. He wasn't really as much of a rock and roller, and he didn't throw his weight around. He was not that kind of aggressive. Joe Walsh, in the documentary about the Eagles, mentions this, that all the other Eagles were very pushy alpha personalities, whether it was the Henley and Glenn Frey axis of songwriting there, or whether it was Joe the guitar hero, or like Don Felder, who was brought in as a sort of ringer guitar soloist and then joined the band. And he's also aggressive. I mean, Don Felder wanted to sing lead vocals on the Hotel California album, which he did not get to do because he could be outperformed by Don Henley. And it's fair to say, yeah, but you have Don Henley. It's not that shocking to get outperformed by Don Henley. He owned the 80s. But yeah, in this case, it's Randy Meisner doing the lead vocals. And this song led to him quitting the band, to be perfectly honest, because it is a song where he's using his upper range. And Randy had a higher voice than the other Eagles. He sang the high falsetto parts, and he would pull off a high tenor on this song where he's hitting high notes that other people really couldn't very easily do. And he is projecting them with this earnestness that is just very Randy Meisner. It's this very sort of oddly innocent character to it. And it's just lovely to hear. It's not a hard rocky song. It's almost orchestral in style. In fact, it has orchestral stuff around it. And it's not at a very high tempo or anything. And the plaintive strains of this guy singing, this is him in a song. And the trouble is that this is him in a song. So he was able to work his way up to those high notes. And then in the very end, even though I have ConsoleHide, ContentID on this, In the final fade, it'll cut in just enough that you can hear the tail end of the highest note he hits in the song, and then a sustained note. He did that in the fade. It is extraordinary to hear. Thing is, he then had to play that live, and he didn't always feel well enough to play it live. Like, he'd be out drinking and partying and would sleep in. You hear my voice getting rough, and all I do is develop plugins. Granted, I develop them all the time, but he'd be going, okay, I feel like this, and I don't really want to wake up this morning. And what do you mean we're doing Take It to the Limit tonight? No, take it off the set list. I don't feel well enough to do it. Because he'd be doing it in concert. And he'd have to sing his way all through the song. And then at the very end, in the fade, he'd have to go but an octave higher than that. And he didn't want to. He didn't feel okay. It was scary. What if you screwed it up? What if it went horribly wrong and people thought he was past it and he couldn't sing anymore? And the thing is, that the sad thing about it is, he would fight the other Eagles like mad until Glenn Frey was ready to punch him. But he could do it. He just didn't like being made to do it, as they said. So it ended up coming to a head. He would just refuse to do it. But the song, the whole point of the song, is take it to the limit. And he would until he quit, until he was done. He could be counted on to go out and play it live when he didn't want to, when he didn't feel well. But he would go the distance and sing that song and hit its high note in the end, and everybody would lose their minds and love it. It was a high point of the set. Yeah, Randy did not come to a wonderful end. He kind of did a downward spiral in the latter part of his life, wasn't well cared for, and he's not with us anymore. And it's, the music business can be a nasty place. In some ways, seeing it destroyed and replaced with like AI nonsense and so on, you could ask certain people whether much was lost, and they'd be like, eh. It does seem a shame, though. Ideally, what it would be was you could have the art in its highest expressions, and you could have moments of people taking it to the limit like this, and then they would be cared for at the end of their lives and would have something to look forward to and would have like some peace and comfort and stuff. Mind you, people, I mean, we're literally talking about the Eagles here. So if you want a band that got lost in drugs and excess and so on, that's a good example. Even so, it can be kind of rough and more than people actually deserved, or worse than people actually deserved for what they were able to bring. So a moment of thought and sadness for Randy Meisner. And then, although I don't get to play it because this is the Eagles and they don't let you play stuff on YouTube, I have to do ContentID. But you will get glimpses and you'll be able to see on Airwindows Meter, like, here's what something like this measures like. Because part of the reason I'm doing this is so that people who are using like my metering tools and stuff, in dialing their stuff in to not just sound stupid and loudinated, have some kind of target where they will know, like, oh, if I'm doing this, I'm probably making it too bright, or I'm probably making it too loud. How do I get the magic of those yesteryear things? Well, it's not just a matter of, only those people could do it. No, do it like this, and then put this much into it is really the remaining part of the equation. And if you have what it takes, you too can hit heights this high. Take It to the Limit by the Eagles, sung by Randy Meisner. Here you go.
One more.